Hello and Namaskara. A very warm welcome to Universal Group of Institutions. We at Universal Group of Institutions offer various integrated courses where you can study for government examination. Along with that, you can get a degree of your choice. Do check the description below. And with this is me, Nitika Dugal, taking you to the very important topic of KS mains examination, the role of science and tech in various sectors in our country. So before I proceed, I have a very simple question to ask. Do you think the country where it is right now, our country would have been where it is without science and technology? We have so many brilliant institutions and amazing technology which has brought us where it is right now. So it is not disputable to say that India's rapid growth is driven by science and technology. And henceforth, let's enter into four various sectors where science and tech has really helped us, and we'll deep dive into all the four sectors and how science and tech has contributed in the four sectors. So the first one is the space and defense. Second one is agriculture. The third one is healthcare, and the fourth one is renewable energy. But before I proceed, I'll tell you I have taken in-depth sessions on space and defense as well as in renewable energy resources. You can check the videos. The links are in the description below. All right, let's start with the first one, space and defense, where we have had various missions like Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, Agni, BrahMos missiles. Let's learn about all four of them one by one. Let's start with the space and defense Chandrayaan mission. So we have had 3 Chandrayaan missions so far. The first Chandrayaan mission was in 2008. So Chandrayaan, like the name suggests, Chandra is for moon. It is a moon exploration, a lunar exploration. Chandrayaan 1 was in 2008. It was for the first time that we got to know that there are water molecules at the surface of moon. The second one is Chandrayaan 2 in 2019. This included an orbiter, lander named Vikram and rover named Pragyan, but we know it did not land up very well, so the lander crash landed. Now many a time students ask me what's the difference between a lander and a rover. So in simple terms, a rover is nothing but a vehicle that moves around the planet or astronomical object. Whereas a lander is a spacecraft that lands softly. So it's the lander which is going to land at the surface. Lander is nothing but a spacecraft that lands softly and then stays there at rest and does all other functions which it has to do, like taking photographs, like taking the samples, bringing it back to the earth. So all of it is done by lander. Okay. So now that you know the difference between rover and lander, Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, after that we had Chandrayaan 3 in 2023, which was successful, absolutely successful. So it successfully landed near the moon's south pole, making India the first country to achieve this. Next is Mangalyaan, MOM mission, Mars Orbiter Mission, MOM. So it was launched in 2013. Mangalyaan made India the first country to reach Mars in its first attempt. No country has done it. Not USA, neither China, nor Soviet Union, which now is Russia. So 3 countries already had missions to the Mars. Ours is the 4th country. So the budget was $74 million, which was cheaper than the Hollywood movie Gravity. So Gravity is one very interesting movie based on the space explorations, and our actual space exploration was cheaper than the movie which was dealing with space explorations. That's a trivia. Studied Mars atmosphere, surface and dust storms. So Mangalyaan is doing wonders. It has operated successfully for over 7 years, and yes, this is one big pride moment for all Indians, Mangalyaan, the MOM mission. The next is the missile systems. Our country has a very strong missile system. Agni missile series, these are the strategic nuclear capable missiles. It is developed by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO. The purpose, of course, is nuclear capable ballistic missiles for strategic defense. You know that the strength of the country lies in the defense of the country. So We are really powerful when it comes to the defense thanks to the different Agni missile series. Well, it is, of course, different types of Agni series that you can see here. Agni 1, the ranges are there. Whopping 5,500 kilometer is Agni 5, right? And Agni P is the newest missile with improved accuracy. So we have really come far in the missile and the defense system because of the science and technology. Not just this, in fact, you will see the next part is even more interesting. The BrahMos missile, the world's fastest cruise missile, is also what our country now has. So it has jointly been developed by India and Russia. The speed is 3 times the speed of the sound. So whenever we say Mach 3, that means it's 3 times that of the sound. Mach 5, 5 times the speed of the sound. Okay, so the range initially was 290 kilometer, which is now extended to 450 plus kilometers. The launch platform can be launched from land, air, sea, submarines, anywhere. That's kind of like huge flexibility that we have got in this regard. Then BrahMos 2 is hypersonic version. There is supersonic and this one is hypersonic, which travels 7 times faster than the speed of sound. So we can see in the field of space and defense, science and technology has come huge way, long way, and yes, miles to go. Now the next sector that we are going to talk about is the agriculture. There the science and tech has helped in grow different genetically modified crops. Now India has not yet accepted many different genetically modified crops. So let's first understand what is genetically modified crop anyways. So GM crop or a genetically modified crop are the plants that have had their genes changed in lab to improve certain qualities, like they become pest resistant, the yield is going to be better, they will be drought resistant, they will have better nutrition. So now you might ask, ma'am, if it is going to give us better nutrition, why not go with GM crops? Why India has not yet allowed GM crops? We have not yet allowed genetically modified crops to eat. We use BT cotton, but we do not use any other genetically modified crop as yet to eat. Now, the reason are many. There is a proper regulation committee about which I'm just going to talk about. But yes, the one that we're using right now is BT cotton, which is genetically modified. It has a special gene that makes it naturally fight pests. So farmers don't need as many chemical sprays. So it is by itself resistant to the pests. No requirement of the insecticide or fungicide or any kind of germicide from outside. Now coming to which committee takes care of the genetically modified crops in India? Well, it is none other than the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, GEAC, under which the entire GM regulation comes. So it is under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change that approve GM crops for commercial cultivation. So far we have also had genetically modified mustard that has been developed by Delhi University, but the approval is yet to be given to genetically modified mustard. Not yet there in the regulation as of now, but the development has happened. Yes. Okay. Now, going ahead, let's take the journey to AI-based weather forecasting. How is that helpful? So we have a lot of apps which are AI-based, which are doing the weather forecasting. Now you might ask, how is that helpful? Well, if we know that a drought is about to come or flood is about to come, we can take necessary precautions and take necessary requirements, whatever is needed accordingly. So India is using AI in weather prediction through IMD, India Meteorological Department, and other research agencies. So we have Mosam app, Damini app, IBM's Deep Thunder, which is also an AI-based weather prediction Indian app. And we have IIT Madras AI model, which has been developed an AI system to forecast monsoon 2 weeks in advance. This is again a great contribution of science and tech, the great contribution of great institution like Indian Institute of Technology in the field of science and tech. Now, do you remember the cyclone Biparjoy? The cyclone Biparjoy was predicted by AI in 2003 already. Because of the AI apps, we already knew that this cyclone is about to come. So you can understand how much of the negative impact that a disaster brings with itself can be ceased, can be stopped if we know about a disaster way in advance. Thanks to the science and tech, we can now predict it and take necessary precautions. Now, going ahead, next is the healthcare department, the healthcare sector. So we have seen space and defense, agriculture. Now, when it comes to healthcare, yes, we have seen in COVID-19 case how our Indian grown vaccine, Covaxin, developed by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, and National Institute of Virology, NIV, how this has helped so many of our Indians, so many of us, and not just Indians, but also abroad, far and wide, where Covaxin has been given as a vaccine, and it has helped us curb this such a huge pandemic. So yeah, efficacy was around 78%, which is not bad. It is completely made in India vaccine, and it was approved in 2021. So they were very robust in their actions. The usage, it was widely used in India and exported to many, many countries. This is again a great contribution of science and tech in the field of healthcare. Going ahead, there is, of course, telemedicine. Now, this might sound like a new term, but it is not a new term. Telephone, you know, telephone. You can, from one place, talk to another one, right? Similarly, telemedicine. You don't have to actually come in contact with the doctor. So this is really pacing up. The momentum is really pacing up for telemedicine. Let's understand what is telemedicine. So telemedicine is the use of technology, video call, mobile apps, AI, and online platforms to provide remote medical consultations, diagnosis, and treatment without requirement of a physical visit. Now, there can be different reasons why we do not want to go for a physical visit. Number one, the health condition is so deteriorated that it is impossible. Just a day ago, my birds were not feeling well. So I, in fact, did a video call to one of the doctors via Practo. Again, we have so many apps right now which are helping us in assisting us in different ways in the field of healthcare, right? So that doctor gave us medicines, and thankfully the condition was really deteriorated. We did not have time, and the time of the call was also very late. It was midnight, at which point in time no vet would have been open. So you can understand the requirement of telemedicine in today's time and age, right? So it's simply put, it allows doctors and patients to connect online for medical care, reducing the need for in-person hospital visits. So that will reduce the number of steps in the hospital. That's also good. That will help us get the medicine staying at home if the proper diagnosis is happening, and that is also happening. In fact, we have been successful in conducting telesurgeries. From one place, I am making a robot conduct a surgery elsewhere. So from Delhi, a doctor is sitting on a system and a robot in Jaipur is conducting the surgery. Telesurgeries are happening. So we have come far and wide when it comes to the use of the science and tech in curbing different ailments and diseases. So healthcare is just, they're saying we've just entered. We've just taken one step, miles to go before we sleep. That is the scope. Sky is the limit. Okay, now let's see. How does telemedicine work? So teleconsultation, patients consult doctors via video calls, phone calls, chat. There is a remote diagnosis. Doctors assess systems, request lab tests, and prescribe medicines online. There are e-prescriptions. Digital prescriptions are sent to the patient's phone or email. Online medicine delivery. Patients can order medicines from e-pharmacies. And there are AI and wearables. Smart devices monitor heart rate, BP, glucose level, right? They can also predict whether a person is about to get a heart attack, a cardiac arrest. That can also be predicted using some of the AI wearables. The smart watches are there that can monitor your oxygen level, that can monitor your BP, that can monitor your glucose level, whether the sugar is high or low. So the applications are tremendous. I mean, this can be a 1-hour session in itself, right? Going ahead, telemedicine in India right now, you can see in eSanjeevani, Arogya Setu app, Apollo 24/7, Practo, Tata Health, Liberate, all of these, AIMS telemedicine services, all of these are providing telemedicine services. And this is again great examples of how telemedicine is helping so many people in different ways. And the last one, the use of science and tech in the field of renewable energy resources. This I have taken as a complete session. You can check the description below to see how science and tech has helped in renewable resources, hydel power plants, nuclear power plants. There are different non-exhaustible resources that we are making use of now, specifically fuel cell, where we make use of the different electrochemical cells. We make use of the chemistry to make electricity. And we have hydrogen economy, which is booming. So you can check my video, which specifically talks about the use of science and tech, the role of science and tech in renewable energy resources. With this, I would like to end today's session by saying a simple quote. Science and technology are the engines of economic growth and social transformation. So certainly without science and tech, we would not be where we are and miles to go before we sleep. Towards the end, I would also like to tell you that we at Universal Group of Institutions are offering many integrated courses. To get an admission to our amazing college, which is a great concept college, you can check the description and use the code NIT006 to avail attractive discounts. This is me, Nitika, signing off.